Hello, my name's Lynn from happinessiscrossstitching.com. Some of you may know me from my website where I've designed lots of free patterns, including little black cat patterns, Mini Cat and Miss Minnie. Some of you have stitched quite a few of my designs. This is a little one that I designed, Have a Nice Day it's called. And I finished it into a little pillow, and it's in my craft room, so it's sort of hung in my craft room, and I look at it every day and it always makes me smile. I stitched it on, I think 16 count, but I'm not sure. I will have to check, and I'll put the details in the description below, together with where you can get the pattern and download it for free from my website. It's an easy stitch, but it's got full cross stitches and French knots and back stitch. So I would say a beginner stroke intermediate stitcher really. If you've done French knots, you won't have a problem with it. It's quite easy to stitch. And then I made it into a little pillow. Put the cross stitch face down onto a towel, pressed it, and put lightweight interfacing on the back. Did the same with the fabric that's I stitched around the edge, and then on the back side I did fabric with some interfacing attached to it. And I'll show you the finished picture at the end, and it turned out quite pretty. There are lots of Mini Cat designs that I have done, so you can always check out the other ones if you like. I've been cross stitching for such a long time, 40 something years, so I'm giving my age away there. 40 plus years. I'd done cross stitch at school, but I started stitching, doing cross stitch pieces when I was pregnant with my son. And I can still remember sitting in the chair, and I picked the most complicated pattern you could ever think of. It was a Paul Vaughan, and it was a wardrobe. Some of you will remember it. It was a wardrobe with claws hanging, and it turned out really nice actually. I was quite surprised how nice it turned out, and I was a bit hooked on Paul Vaughan patterns at the time because they were all the thing in sort of the 80s, and I got quite a few of her books. I've still got them now, and I just love looking through them and looking at the gorgeous designs. But the cross stitching world has changed tremendously since I started. I mean, we used to put masking tape on the edge of the fabric to stop it from fraying. I cringe at the thought now. But nowadays, everybody either stitches the end to stop it from fraying, but you don't see the masking tape trick anymore, I don't think. Although it did work quite well, but to make sure that you had to have a lot of fabric so that you could cut all the excess off afterwards when you were ready for framing. But I can still remember sitting in the chair by the window with this Paul Vaughan cross stitch and loving every minute of it. And I was hooked ever since. And then floss tube was something that I only discovered quite a few years ago, and couldn't believe the stitching that everybody was doing. It was just fantastic to see all these stitchers making and designing all these beautiful designs. So I also like I like knitting, and I like I've done a little bit of crochet. Cross stitch is my favourite craft, but recently I've been doing quite a bit of knitting, and sort of swapping over to the knitting side of things. But I know I'll be doing some more cross stitch soon and getting some stitching done. So I hope you enjoy stitching this if you decide to make it, and tag me on Instagram if you do. I'll put all the details below about where you can find me. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest. I have an Etsy shop, Stitching Fairy Crafts at Etsy, and you can find me in those places. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.